Good afternoon. Hope all is well with everyone, and hopefully everyone's families have remained safe. Coming off a tough loss from last weekend, I didn't think we played very well as an offense. The thing I can take away from that was good. I thought we had a sense of urgency and a sense of purpose in the second half. Hopefully we can build off of that. Our guys have done a heck of a job of locking in and focusing in to get back on track. But it's our job to make sure they're ready to go and play 60 consecutive minutes on Monday. With that said, I'm all ears.
Eric, how do you coach a team that's in a turnover rut like you guys are? I mean, obviously Pat knows not to throw it to the other guys, and Colard knows to hold on to the ball. How do you coach it?
You keep coaching. You don't change anything. You keep coaching all the fundamentals and all the necessary things that have helped them to get to a point to where that wasn't an issue. At the end of the day, no one ever wants to go into a game turning over the football. But at certain times, things happen. And so the thing that we need to do is make sure that we have the wherewithal to overcome the adversity and make something positive happen. So just like I told the guys, we got to learn to create our own luck. We've been very blessed and fortunate for a number of years. But now it's time for us to create our own luck by getting out of our own way.
You feel like it's at the point now when you guys do turn it over, it's like, oh no, here we go again, the avalanche is starting here?
I don't believe that. I don't think that at all. On top of that, you got to get the other team some credit. Tennessee did a hell of a job. Let's be frank. Let's be honest. They kicked our ass. Okay. So when you get your ass kicked, you reevaluate everything. And so guys got to take a look at themselves. Coaches got to take a look at themselves. And then we got to make sure that we're dotting all our I's and crossing our T's and making sure that we're doing what is right for our team to make sure they're mentally ready, but on top of that, physically ready to play as well.
Yesterday, Patrick talked about guys that are stepping up on the offensive side. Byron Pringle is one of those guys. What are you seeing from him?
You know what? Pringle's done a heck of a job. He had the unfortunate play against the Chargers. And the thing that you love about that kid is that, as a free agent coming out of K-State, this kid has had to overcome a lot since he's been here. He gets hurt his first year, then he comes back the second year fighting for a roster spot. He starts off on the practice squad. But, I'm not shocked nor surprised what Pringle has put on tape and what he's displayed each and every week, because that's the person. That's who he is. And one thing that he does, and he takes a tremendous amount of pride in, is learning from his mistakes. He never wants to put us in that predicament ever again. So he's going to do whatever he can to make the very most of every opportunity that is presented to him.
Getting back to the turnovers, do you feel like those or any other plays are the result of guys maybe pressing a little bit, just trying to do too much?
Well, I think that's probably more than anything that collectively as an offense that we've been trying to do. And one thing is, and I understand these guys live in a social media day and age where they feel the pressure of being perfect. There's no such thing as perfection. We want to strive for it, okay? And you want to try to achieve it, but it's tough, okay? So when it's all said and done with, you want your guys to let their personality show. Be yourselves. Relax. Go play football. This game is meant to be fun. When our guys are having fun, when they're relaxed, when they're playing for a purpose, and when they're accountable to one another, that's when we're at our best. And that's where we just got to dig down and find and make sure that we're putting that out on Sundays.
It seems like that would be a little bit of the chicken or the egg thing as far as, the guys might relax once things are going well. They might press once things aren't going well. Do you feel like you need just a couple of things to maybe bounce in your favor, and then you'll see that?
And here's the thing. I'll say this again. We have to create our own luck. We got to get out of our own way. We got to eliminate the penalties. We got to stop being our worst enemy. And I think if we can get out of our own way and start playing against the opponent, we have a chance.
Coach, a couple of questions. One, Josh Gordon, I know, I think you may have mentioned it's up to the coaching staff to get him more involved. I know, you all were kind of high on him when he first signed with the team. When are we going to see him be more involved with the offense, and then I'll follow up?
Well, we had big plans for him last week. Unfortunately, we fell behind, and we were playing catch-up mode. And that wasn't a situation that we wanted to put him in. And so we want him to be in the opportunity to go out and do the things that he's practiced all week long. And so it's all about making sure that you're putting your guys in the right situation. we didn't feel at that particular time that was the right situation for him to be in. Now, if that was to happen this week, will he be prepared for it? Yes, he will be.
I'm glad you said that, because I guess I'm going to have to be that guy to ask this question, so if you want to laugh it off, that's fine, but knowing where the defense is ranked, where they are in the league, has there been any discussion, and if so, why not? I understand the analytics, I understand why you all do it, but knowing that the defense has struggled, as you mentioned last week, you all got on the board after it was 17-0, why put the offense at a deficiency instead of having them go out first when you start the game off?
Well, first and foremost, I don't get into all that, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I don't care when we get the ball, whether we take it or we defer it. At the end of the day, our guys are responsible for playing 60 consecutive minutes. Our job as a coaching staff is to make sure we're coaching our asses off for 60 consecutive minutes. Doesn't matter who gets the ball. It's what we do when we get the ball. Those are the results that we're looking after. And so when that happens, when we're doing it the right way, nobody would be complaining about anything that we're doing, because I know the potential, that we have when we do it the right way. But we just got to make sure, regardless of what takes place, when we have those opportunities, let's make sure that we're getting out of our own way and making something productive happen.
Well, the last three, Adam, Nate, and Josh.
Eric, we're coming up on the anniversary of that crazy Monday night game you had out in LA a few years ago against the Rams. What do you remember about that game, and can you imagine ever again playing in a game quite like that?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what's crazy about that. So, first of all, it was a hell of a game. I mean, it was a great experience. Being back home in Southern California, I'll never forget the start of the first quarter. I'm looking, somebody's yelling my name. I see 4 of my high school friends sitting directly behind me, getting my attention. And I'm like, this is crazy. So that was one of the memories. But yes, that was a heck of a game. Obviously, we'd have loved to win it. But those are the things that you love, and those are the things that we're capable of doing, okay? And so we just got to make sure that we get back and get that fire lit. And I'm going to go back to saying this. We got to create our own luck. We got to create the positive plays for us. And that starts with us having a sense of urgency and a sense of purpose at the start of kickoff, not in the second half when we're in a reaction mode. We got to come out and initiate what we want to do.
Eric, you mentioned about the players having fun. I'm just wondering, as a coach and from the coaching perspective, what's fun about trying to find the solution when you know your quarterback has been blitzed the least in the league and you know you're mostly facing 7 defenders?
There's absolutely nothing fun about it, okay? We have to be better. That's all, Nate, And the thing about it, it's not very complicated. We have to come out and start, just like I said, we have to start fast. But we've shown that if we get out of our own way, we're capable of accomplishing anything that we want to accomplish. And so it just takes us as a coaching staff, and it takes our players making sure that they're focused for 60 consecutive minutes, all right? But during that 60 consecutive minutes, you have to remain focused one play at a time. Probably one of the hardest things to do is to have that level of focus. And when we've had it in the past, the results have been outstanding. But we got to find a way to collectively have it together as a unit. That's going to be the key to us getting back on track.
A little similarly to Nate's question, whenever you are facing light boxes, no one's ever had to convince you to run the football, I would imagine. But when do you decide, hey, this is a situation where we might want to try to stay on the ground for a couple of plays or just try to take advantage of those matchups? And when do you say, hey, I don't really care about the numbers, I want Patrick Mahomes to throw the football?
You know what? It's a combination of everything. We go into a game plan with, hey, we want to do whatever's best to help us to win. And so the thing that we want to do is make sure and ensuring that we're putting our guys in the right situation. Hell, it may be running it 30 times, but also it may be throwing it 50 times. At the end of the day, we don't care. We just want to do what is best to help our guys to win. And that's all that matters. All right. You guys take care. Thank you.